Hey y'all, I'm Angela Barrett, and this is Talking South Carolina. Now y'all take a load off and listen, because no matter if you just moved here, thinking about moving here, been here your whole life, or you just plain nosy, bless your heart, I'll have something for you. Like, who's living in High Cotton? Who's madder than a wet hen? Places to go if you got a hankering for fried chicken, and where you can go to get drunk as Cooter Brown. We'll talk pig pickings, cow tipping, tillions, hay rides, who's buttering whose biscuits, what's a case quarter, and lots of other stuff. So stay a while. Y'all, it's gotta be a hoot.
This episode of the Talking South Carolina podcast has been brought to you in part by HomeMattersSC.com, professional real estate services and marketing in the Midlands of South Carolina for people who want more. And now she's a realtor by day and a podcaster by night. Here's your host of the Talking South Carolina podcast, Angela Barrett.
Hey, Tracy, thanks so much for being with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Tracy, you are the spokesperson for Santee Cooper. And Santee Cooper, for those who don't know, I don't know how, if they're around here, but one of the largest in the nation of publicly owned electrical utility companies, right?
That's right. That means we don't have shareholders, so our money goes right back to the public.
And you guys, or Santee Cooper, just celebrated 90 years this year, right?
Yes, our 90th anniversary is this year, yes. We started making power with the Jeffries Hydro Station, which we still use when we built Lakes Marion and Moultrie.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Now, what did you guys do to celebrate 90?
Oh, we had a big employee picnic, which was great. Just celebrated everybody and their hard work that got us here. It was an amazing event. We had, we can't not watch football, so we had both the Clemson and the South Carolina games on.
Well, I know what weekend that was. Oh, really wasn't. They weren't playing together, I guess.
Well, they were playing together. Okay, would have been a good idea. We have a lot of Clemson engineers here at Santee Cooper, and then we have a lot of South Carolina grads too, myself being one. So
yeah, go Cox. So Tracy, tell me what areas Santee Cooper covers.
So we provide power for most of the state. We generate the power that goes to all the co-ops. We generally serve like direct customers, Horry, Georgetown, and Berkeley counties.
Gotcha. And that is both water and electricity.
Our water is mostly just the Low Country, but electricity is those three counties.
Gotcha. Now, I understand Santee Cooper is getting ready to have a big rate structure change. Tell me what the rate structure is now, and then let's talk about how it's going to change, and then why. So that's a three-part.
That's okay. They all kind of lead into each other. So right now we have a two-part rate, which means there's a customer charge, a flat rate you pay every month that goes towards infrastructure and things like that. And then an energy charge, which is how much you use. So, say you're running everything at the same time, you're going to have a higher energy charge there. So that was a two-part rate. We're moving to a three-part rate. So you'll have the customer charge, which we're going to lower a little bit, the energy charge, which we've also lowered, and then a demand rate. So the demand rate is an $8 charge for 1 hour of a 3-hour period for your entire month. And that's hard to understand. So say in the winter, everybody's getting up in the morning, taking showers, the heat's running, maybe you're making breakfast, running the dishwasher. You're going to use a lot of energy at that time. Well, us as an electric industry have not done a very good idea of explaining a very good way of explaining that when you guys use more, or we all use more electricity, we have to spend more because we have to fire up more units to make that electricity. So the three-part rate is meant to kind of move people off the peak. We know not everybody's going to change their habits, but some people will. And so we'll kind of flatten that peak out, and then we won't have to build generation as soon as we would have to. So it ends up saving everybody money in the long run.
So before you go on, and I know I'm interrupting, but I have a
No, that's
question
okay.
that only makes sense now. Peak. So tell us what you guys consider the peak times.
So in the winter, it's generally in the morning, and that's what our hours will be, 6 to 9 in the winter. And then in the afternoon, it'll be 3 in the summer. Sorry, it'll be 3 to 6 in the afternoon, because that's when people are getting home, turning on the air, turning on the TV, that type of thing. So that's where that peak generally falls.
And so that's why y'all encourage people not to do laundry or other things that require electricity during those hours.
Right. Like, we're not telling you not to run in, but something like a clothes dryer that uses a lot of energy, just try to run it outside of those hours.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's what you have now.
That's what we're moving to, is with the demand charge. Right now, we don't have that demand charge. People are just paying the same rate whenever they use the energy.
I gotcha. And so so it's a 3-tiered thing. And tell me, we know demand.
And then the energy charge is just how much you use those other 21 hours. And then the customer charge, which is the flat rate that goes towards infrastructure and those type of things.
So people can expect to pay more for their electricity than they have been.
Possibly. So what we've calculated is the average person's bill will go up about $11. Now, if you are really adamant about moving everything off of those peaks, you can lower your bill. We have somebody that I work with, she's on a different utility, but they just instituted this rate and she cut her bill in half. Now she's doing everything right. She has a timer in her pool pump, a timer in her water heater. I know. She may have a smart thermostat that they can finagle before they get home. So she's doing everything right. I'm not going to say that that's going to be how everybody's bill goes, but there are ways to offset those costs.
So that leads me into y'all have several different programs to help people reduce their bills. Let's talk about the programs you guys have.
We have rebates for smart thermostats, which will be great in this because you can preheat or pre-cool your house before the peak time. We have rebates for Energy Star appliances. We have a small business energy saver program where we will go in to some of the small businesses and give them LED lighting or better refrigeration. And we pay most of those costs just to help these small businesses save on their energy bills. We also have a new program for some of our residents who need some help. I want to say winterizing their home, but it's not necessarily winterizing. But just, making sure everything's working properly and is in good condition, and like you're sealing your drafts and your windows and your doors and things like that. And we're doing that for free. Right now we're working with the Sustainability Institute out of Charleston to get these programs off the ground.
Oh, now some of your, I think, and I already took it down from the website, but it was like, started with an E, some of these programs.
Empower Home, Empower Business. Yes.
Okay. I gotcha. And so I also think I saw where, and I'm sure like the electrical company that I use, that you guys do the same thing, send something out telling these are tips and advice that will help you. But you guys also go around and do, I'm not going to say classes, but little talks about, and people can come and listen.
Yes. So that is part of our new assistance program. So you have to be income qualified to get free equipment. But as far as coming to the meetings and learning energy tips and energy efficiency, anyone is welcome.
Gotcha. So tell me the biggest push other than this new rate restructure, which I don't think I've done one since 2009?
2017 was our last
Oh, 2017. Okay, I misread that. Um, what is the biggest push you guys have right now, other than the rate structure?
That's actually taken up, a lot of our bandwidth lately, obviously. And then these new energy assistance meetings too, I think are going to be great for the community. It's such a resource. And I'm somebody who is so cheap. Like, I like to be energy efficient because I don't want to pay any more than I have to. So that's something that I definitely would have attended had I known, had we had these when I was just a customer, I wasn't working here. We also are going to be rolling out a new marketplace in February where you can buy energy efficient equipment right from our website, and the rebates will already be applied.
Oh, neat. And so talk to me about some of the equipment that you're talking about.
We're talking refrigerators, clothes dryers, again, smart thermostats. I'm not sure what some of the new programs are going to be on there because they're going to roll out some new ones as well.
Gotcha. Now, we're going to talk about something that y'all do outside of electrical and water. You guys are heavily invested in the community. Y'all just did, I guess you guys have some part or maybe sponsor the parade. Is it Merle's Inlet? Y'all just had the contest and...
We came third in the Merle's Inlet Parade. So we do these parades every year. Our staff loves it. They look forward to it. We love seeing everybody's smiling faces on the side. It's Christmas time. It's great. But yes, we just did a whole bunch of them. I think we got third in Monk's Corner as well. That was a different float. We were in North Myrtle Beach, Conway, Myrtle Beach, Surfside, and just that's one of the most fun things we do. But that's just one of the volunteer activities. So we actually have a volunteer goal at Santee Cooper, so you can leave work and go do something that you're passionate about. We don't have like set agencies where you have to volunteer. And that's something that drew me to Santee Cooper, was the fact that they were so heavily involved in the community, and they don't designate what you have to do. You do what you're passionate about. So we have teams in like March for Dimes, Relay for Life, and those are all employee-led, employee fundraising, not necessarily any corporate involvement. And so it's great to see our teams like take that initiative. I volunteer at Community Kitchen here in Myrtle Beach. And so I can use work time to do that. I mean, it's not excessive, we're not out all volunteering all the time.
Not much.
Yeah, we do log those hours and we are incentivized to do that. And it's an amazing thing.
Yeah. So what would you say, I guess, because I did, again, looked on the website and Facebook, what would you say probably y'all's biggest Santee Cooper give back is?
The United Ways. So we work tightly with United Ways across our area because we have a plant in Anderson. So we give to United Way in Anderson, United Way of Horry County. We are generally the first or second biggest employee campaign they have. We were always the biggest until Publix moved into the area. So, and they do a lot with United Way worldwide. So, but that we're encouraged to give to United Way. So we have a corporate goal, and we're incentivized to meet that goal. And that's not corporate giving. Those are employees giving out of their paychecks. And then we also volunteer for the Days of Caring. Trident United Way down in Charleston has multiple days. Here in Horry County, we have one, but we have a lot of people come out for that. So I used to be the marketing director at United Way of Horry County. It's kind of how I got to know a lot of people here at Santee Cooper.
Right.
And they were always my largest group of volunteers for the Day of Caring. And so that was another reason when this position came up at Santee Cooper, I was like, I can still be really involved with United Way and all that they do. And so it was another thing that just made me want to come to this company. Oh, and I serve on the allocations committee for United Way of Horry County. So we get to go and meet with the agencies that they're considering grants for, and we get to help make those decisions about who gets what money.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So quickly, headquarters for Santee Cooper is where?
Monk's Corner.
Monk's Corner. I know that.
I'm in Myrtle Beach, so
yes, I saw that. Well, I have family in the North Myrtle Beach area, so I'm down there frequently. Love. In fact, I was going to say I did not see the Santee Cooper float, but I was actually there for the OD. Wasn't the North Myrtle Beach parade? Was it at OD?
Yeah. It usually passes down there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just happened to be in town and didn't even know there was going to be a parade, and so we got a bonus as we walked where we were going. But I was like, "This is cool," because I didn't know they did it at night, which is really neat.
Yeah, it is really neat to see all the trucks all lit up.
Yeah. Right. Which explained the cones throughout the day. I was like, what is going on? Made more sense later. So, for people who want more information on how to save, y'all have a place on your website, I believe. Navigate me there.
SanteeCooper.com. And then you should be able to go under residential programs, and you'll see all the programs we have, plus just energy efficient tips. And there's also some blogs on there with really good information that dig a little deeper into some of those tips. So check out the website for all of that. And then if you want more information on the rates, it's santeecooper.com/rate study. But it was populated for a rate study. We went through a long public process where we got opinions and heard from whoever wanted to chime in on the rates. So we did change some things as we were going through that process, but that website has all the latest information. So with some of the changes we made after we heard from the public.
So before we part ways, other than not using as much as possible during the peak times, tell me your biggest secrets, or not so secret, I guess, saving tips that you guys tell everybody or try to.
So the first one is in the winter to keep your thermostat at like 72 degrees. Well, you know what? We say 68. Everybody's different. If you need to bump it up to it, just do it 2 at a time, because if you do more than 2 degrees at a time, it's going to run harder. Also make sure, no drafts on your windows and doors, seal those. I do silly little things in my house. Like I will turn off the oven before it's done and just let it cook. I do the same thing with the burners. I let my leftovers cool and then put them on the fridge at once. So I'm not opening and closing. Just a lot of little things like that can really end up to a savings. I'll brag a little bit because I am so cheap. My bill is usually less than $100 a month.
Wow.
Now, my coworkers, it is not. So that's not common. But I do all those little things all the time just because I am so cheap and I don't want to spend more than I have to. So
Sure. Not a bad way to be, especially these days when things are so expensive. Well, Tracy, thanks so much for being here today. This was very educational, and I really do want to talk to the girl who cut her bill. I'll be like, she'd help me out.
yeah, no, her savings are amazing. So
Yeah, absolutely. I know she's probably got some good other saving advice as well. Well, thank you again for being with me today.
yes, you too. Thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Talking South Carolina podcast. Why not check out our website at talkingsouthcarolina.com and follow us on social media. You can subscribe to the show on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and on your favorite podcast apps. For information about being a sponsor on the show and on the website, contact us at area code 803-386-9885 or email us at angela@talkingsouthcarolina.com. This episode has been brought to you by the friendly folks at Giraffe Marketing. Find out more at giraffemarketingllc.com.
I'm gonna be the best version of me. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, roar like a lion.